Count on LEX 18 News.
Winter weather is back this Wednesday evening. We'll have live Storm Tracker team coverage in Lexington and beyond. Plus, lawmakers meet up to discuss a petition to impeach Governor Beshear. And
he fought until he couldn't fight anymore.
A veteran, a firefighter, a loving dad. A family remembers the Lincoln County man they lost to the coronavirus. LEX 18 News at 5 starts now. Good evening, I'm Larry Smith.
And I'm Nancy Cox. Thank you for joining us at 5. Flurries are falling across much of the bluegrass right now, and it looks like all of us will see at least some snow tonight.
Meteorologist Seth Phillips starts us off with your Storm Tracker forecast. Seth.
Well, that's right. Already seeing the snow come down in portions of the bluegrass, but we've been getting it in some of our western counties as early as really 2 or 3 hours ago. Really, it's just been coming down flurries for the most part, but then kind of getting heavy at times. And there's still one little gap that's waiting to be closed in, and that's kind of the Harrison, Bourbon, Nicholas through Robertson County. Those spots are still waiting, but it will only be a matter of time. Now, there's still a clear line between where that snow is falling and where the rain is, as temperatures are still running up near 40 degrees in some spots south and southeast. But it's only a matter of time, especially when the sun goes down, the temperatures will plummet. And when that happens, everyone changes over to snow, at least briefly. Quick hitting system, but at least enough to bring in some snow and collections across much of the area. So you see that line happening here, whereas the bluegrass, western counties in our forecast area are dealing with anywhere from light to moderate snow. Check out our Keeneland WeatherBug camera. Clear to see that it is starting to come down and come down moderate at this point. So once we get those air surface temperatures down to freezing, it's only a matter of time before the actual accumulations will start. Most of our area, most of our state really, is under a winter weather advisory, just saying that travel will be impacted throughout the evening commute and overnight. But you also see a winter storm warning for these 3 counties here, saying that tomorrow morning there will be some hazardous travel as well. So we'll talk more about this, talk about timing and amounts, all of that coming up, your full forecast.
Seth, thanks. We'll talk to you soon. Well, the flurries are already flying out to the west.
LEX 18's Catherine Collins continues our Storm Tracker team coverage live from Woodford County with a look outside there.
Hi, Larry. Hi, Nancy. Yeah, we're out here on I-64 in Woodford County, right by the Franklin County line, and you can see snow is falling, nothing too heavy here. We are well prepared for it. We brought all our weather gear that we needed, so we're feeling pretty good out here. But let's take a look at road conditions out here. You can see on I-64 across the way, actually, there are some salt trucks out ready to take the highway, those trucks look full to me, so it looks like they're about to head out and get that job done here on the highway. Now, we can see that we're seeing a little bit of buildup on the grass here, but the roads look good. Looks like traffic is moving just fine, but we do know we're starting to get in closer to now where people will be heading home from work. We're hitting that commute time. But, you know, a lot of people are working from home right now because of the pandemic. So we'll see what the impact is on traffic this evening as we continue to wait out here and see how this snow progresses. But for now, live in Woodford County, Catherine Collins, LEX 18 News.
Yes, I'm one of those lucky people who get to stay in and work. Thank you, Catherine. The bulk of the snow isn't expected until later tonight, and Lexington road crews say they are ready.
Yeah, Nancy had to rub that in. LEX 18's Eleanor Buckley joins us now with a live look outside. Eleanor, how are things looking where you are?
Yeah, it just started to snow here, but so far it doesn't seem to be really sticking to the ground or the roads, which is a really good sign for those evening commuters. I'm on Manowar Boulevard in Lexington, and traffic seems to be going pretty smoothly. Of course, the city has been pre-treating the roads all afternoons, and crews will be continuing to work and monitor the road. In fact, Rob Allen, the director of streets and roads for the city, says his staff will be working a 12-hour shift, which means through the night. And it's important to remember Fayette County Public Schools is currently still virtual, so they don't have to worry about bus routes in the morning. Another thing that Allen says is this winter storm is hopefully expected to be short-lived. By Friday, temperatures should be warming up again. Live in Lexington, Eleanor Buckley, LEX 18 News.
Count on LEX 18 as the snow falls tonight. You'll find the latest on air. We We have all the new developments on our website too, lex18.com, or get it right on your smartphone. The LEX18 News app is free in your app store. Well, the House committee taking up the impeachment petitions filed against Kentucky officials is meeting right now.
And the big petition on the table today is the one against Governor Andy Beshear. The committee's chairman said the governor has responded to the allegations against him, and that response will be made public. As far as the petitioners go, 3 out of the 4 people who are requesting Beshear be removed from office also responded to the committee. The 4th has requested an extension. Now, the committee met at 3 today, but quickly went into a closed executive session. We're waiting on them to return to see whether they'll keep the petition alive or stop it. 2 other impeachment petitions were also filed in the last few weeks. One is against Representative Robert Goforth, and the committee has already been sent this petition. The second one is against Attorney General Daniel Cameron, and since it was filed while lawmakers were on break, the committee won't officially receive it until at least next week. Well, we learned this week that a COVID-19 mutation has been found here in Kentucky.
It's more contagious than the original and could now be spreading in the Bluegrass. LEX18's Mike Valenti joins us live from the state capitol with more.
Yeah, Nancy, Larry, good evening. That variant from the United Kingdom that you've probably heard a lot about by now across the country has now been identified in northern Kentucky. Dr. Stack says 2 people in Kenton County have been diagnosed with this variant. Now, it's important to note, as Dr. Stack says, this variant, while considered to be more contagious, is not thought to be more lethal. However, when the virus is able to spread more, we know that the dangers to vulnerable populations would increase. So Dr. Stack says it's imperative that people buckle down and remain vigilant about adhering to health guidelines.
It is absolutely essential that you wear your masks and stay your distance and keep doing all those measures, because if this virus is given more and more and more opportunity to replicate in more people, it will continue to evolve, and it evolves very rapidly. So it is essential that you still wear your masks and that you do get the vaccines.
Another point that might calm your nerves at home, Dr. Stack says the vaccines that are currently available are still considered to be effective against all the variants that have been identified. That includes the UK variant, the South African variant, and the Brazilian variant. We're live in Frankfort. Mike Valenti, LEX 18 News.
Mike, thanks for that. Well, now to tonight's latest statewide numbers.
Kentucky continues to see a surge in COVID-19 deaths as new cases and the positivity rate fall. There were 2,424 more people diagnosed with the virus today, which is the lowest number on a Wednesday in 4 weeks. The state's positivity rate continues to drop and is now 9.34%. 47 more Kentucky deaths are being blamed on the coronavirus. Lexington is inching closer to 200 COVID-19 deaths. The Lexington-Fayette County Health Department is reporting 197 new coronavirus cases and 2 more deaths. The city has lost 191 people to the virus so far. James Godby is one of the more than 3,000 Kentuckians who have died from coronavirus.
Now his family members would like to tell the world about the man they revered. LEX 18's Michael Burke met with 3 of Mr. Godby's children and has their story from Lincoln County.
He was a great man.
1 year after losing Mom to cancer, there was no way Jeff and his sisters Becky and Melissa were going to let Dad be alone after 52 years of marriage. And Dad didn't want it that way either.
That was his decision, and he wanted to be with his family.
So when COVID-19 made its way into America, the 4 children and 5 grandchildren were going to be careful, but not kept away.
He was very strong in his faith, and he believed that God was going to take care of him.
He just loved having his family around him.
But in October, Vietnam veteran James Godby tested positive for coronavirus. His symptoms were severe.
Right before they got ready to ventilate him, and he said, "They're getting ready to ventilate me. I just wanted to tell you I love you." And I told him everything was going to be okay.
They never spoke again.
He fought hard. He would never give up on things, and he fought until he couldn't fight anymore.
That's one reason why the 3 siblings wanted to share their memories of Dad, a volunteer firefighter and deacon at his church in Science Hill. He did both for 50 years. And as you can see, the apple did not fall far from the tree.
Kept me close to Dad. We went to fire meetings together. We went to fires together, and stuff like that. So spent a lot of time with Dad.
Jeff himself is a highly decorated firefighter and EMS technician. Melissa, who works in healthcare, is the oldest child.
I don't know what I'll do, without them. We just try to go day by day.
A task that's been even harder at Becky's home because her father-in-law also died from COVID.
When we were at the funeral home with his viewing, my dad was being admitted to the hospital.
Both were gone within 40 days of one another. Mr. Godby wanted his family around, and in some way, they were until the very end.
She held the phone up to his ear and we all talked to him and told him, that it was okay.
Then they said goodbye.
He gave 110% everything he had every day.
There's a lot of good memories.
The best dad that a girl could ask for.
In Lincoln County, Michael Burke, LEX 18 News.
Becky, a school teacher, Jeff and Melissa have all received their first dose of their COVID-19 vaccine. Well, still ahead. After a tough season and a bowl game win, UK football is already thinking ahead.
The team has revealed next season's schedule. We'll show you who's in and who's out, including U of L, next after your storm tracker forecast. And at 5:30, Carolina View Check shows us how Kentucky Senator Rand Paul has tried to shake things up on Capitol Hill this week.